G'day and welcome to episode 69 of the Guy Who Sews podcast. My name is Sean and this is my weekly podcast where I share my quilting adventures. I'd like to welcome both new and returning viewers to the podcast, but if you are new, I'd love it if you say hi in the comments so we all know we have a new friend. Come see what I've been working on, what I'm up to right now, and what's coming up in the pipeline soon. But let's go ahead and get started with my works in progress. I got a decent amount achieved this week. I made some progress on some different projects, and I'm excited to be able to show you some of those. The first one is the Express Yourself, which is a free pattern by Riley Blake. I'll have the link in the description below. And it's a joint project between myself and Stephanie from Stephanie Stitches. We thought we'd make this quilt together, show our progress on our respective channels, and just have some fun with this. And it's been a lot of fun. I was able to use scraps for the colored parts of it. And in previous episodes, I showed you the first 16 blocks that I made in a variety of colors from red to orange to yellow to blue. That's still yellow. You'd think I was colorblind. Green and some blues. I'm not showing you all of them, but just a quick overview, and some purples. And I wanted to make the quilt just a little bit bigger, so I went ahead and made up 4 more blocks this week, and these are the colors that I chose. I did a nice light gray. Show that a little bit better. It's almost like a silver. And then this is a creamish color. And I thought that'd be a nice balance. And then a nice brown. And then a white. So I think these will complement the other colors that are rainbow quite nicely and fill this quilt out as well. So all I have to do now with this is go ahead and put my borders on, and then we'll be able to meet up on Stephanie's channel in a couple of weeks and show you the completed quilt tops. What I want to do with this is put an inner border on it, and then use the some of the scraps from the half square triangles that I cut out to make this thing, and put like a little border of these around the edge. Yeah, it's kind of like that in all different colors. So that's the plan. Hopefully we get it done in time, but that's the current plan for that. So that's what I have for my week works in progress. I do have some more stuff to show you a little later on in the podcast, but first of all, let's go ahead and do my week in review. And for anyone that's new to the channel, this is just usually a series of videos of usually of me sewing, but also the doggos and any adventures we get up to, so I hope you enjoy. On last week's podcast, I asked everybody what their favorite book, TV, or movie was, and I loved reading each and everybody's response. And I saw a couple of people like The Wizard of Oz, and some other answers I can't remember right now because it's late at night, and I just don't remember. But I did really enjoy watching everybody. So this week I thought we'd go something a little bit different, go back towards the quilting world. And I was thinking about the Hunter Star that I was working on last week, which this was the block in case anyone forgot. And this is actually probably one of the few patterns that I have made a second time. And so my question to you guys is this week is, are you someone that likes to make a pattern multiple times, or are you someone that prefers to make a pattern once and then move on to something else? I'm definitely in the latter. I usually make a pattern once and then don't return to it because there's so many wonderful patterns out there that I want to try and just not enough time. Let me know in the comments which way you are. So now it's time to talk about my goals. And last week my goal was to get some of the Express Yourself quilt blocks done, and I was able to finish that. So I'm super excited I got my goal completed. So this week what I want to do is continue work on that, this project that I was showing you earlier, and go ahead and start on the borders and sewing the the blocks together. So that's what I want to do. And then I really like to get some time actually playing with my rulers. I've pulled out this block here that I want to use as a practice. and then use some of the fun rulers that I bought at the quilt show a couple of months ago. And I'm really sad that it's been a couple of months and I still haven't had a chance to play with them yet. So that is what I'd love to do this week if at all possible. Let me know what your goals are. So in case you missed it, I had one video come out, which was my live The Brekkie with the Guy Who Sews yesterday morning, and I was super excited to have my guest, Stacey Lee from Stacey Lee Creative, and she is a wonderful lady who grew up in New Zealand, lives in Australia for a while, and then London, and also now is living in New Jersey. So I was super excited to have her hang out with me, and we just sat and chatted and sewed for a while, and she's also doing a wonderful project with a charity called Comfort Cases, where they're looking for donations for foster children, and she explains it so much better than I can. So definitely go check out my video from yesterday. You'll have a lot of laughs, a lot of enjoyment, and then you'll get to learn more about this wonderful project that I hope you consider joining in as well. So time for upcoming videos and events. I would love to get some of the puzzle mystery quilt tutorials that I have talked about doing before out this week, but that'll be time permitting. I don't want to promise that to anybody just because I wanted to do it this week and then stuff happened and we just didn't get to it. So hopefully we'll get that out. And then this Saturday morning, I will actually not be live. We going to have a family day, but I do plan on putting out a premiere on Saturday morning, so that way you guys can come and chat and hang out and that sort of thing as you always do. Just that I won't be there, unfortunately, with you guys. What the event will be, that's going to be a little bit of a surprise. So definitely come check it out Saturday morning, or if you want to sleep in and catch the replay later in the day, you can also do that as well. I hope you enjoy. As many of my longtime viewers would probably know, I've entered quilts into the State Fair of Virginia over the last 2 years, and I plan to do the same again this year. I've been thinking long and hard about what quilts design I would like to do. I want to do a doll quilt, which is no larger than 25 by 25, just because it's more manageable and I just enjoy that size as well. So what I've come up with is I would like to do the Allison Glass trinkets. I thought that'd be really cool because they're 4-inch blocks. I can put several of those into a small quilt, and it'll be more to scale for a doll. I just thought it'd be really fun. So this is the one that I made up last night. I want to use this pepper background, which is, you've seen on a lot of my quilts. It's really my go-to as well. And so I'm just undecided right now whether I want to, at one point I wanted to do just trees and then some houses. But then again, I thought it might be fun to do, again, this background and then do some of the different shapes that they offer, like the cube and the square, the arrow, and the little bow tie. You've probably seen these in previous episodes, and I did another tree there. So I'd love to get your input on this. Should I stick with something like just do the same design more and more, like just trees and houses, or just trees, or should I just make it a nice collection? I'd love to hear your input. We have talked about this on previous episodes, but next Sunday evening, the 30th of April, we'll have our next Quilt Guild meeting, and I'm super excited to have our next meeting because there's been a lot of buzz, there's been a lot of interest from our viewers. So if you're interested at all, I would love it if you could make it. It's going to be at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The links for the Zoom will be on our Discord group. I hope if you haven't gone over there already, you're able to do so. But if you have trouble getting into it, just shoot me an email, theguywhosews@gmail.com, and we'll get you in. I have some issues with people getting in and it's not behaving and that sort of thing there. So what I would suggest if that happens to you is go ahead and uninstall the app and then reinstall it. That seems to be able to fix the problem. Or just go ahead and type it into your web browser. That's another way to get into Discord as well. So if you need any help with that, shoot me an email. I can give you the link and we can get you back up and running as quickly as we can. So that pretty much wraps up today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely hit the like button. I always love hearing comments from everybody. So I hope you'll have a great week. Happy sewing, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.